Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Little More Light. We are your hosts. My name's Dee,
I'm Kev.
and we are excited about this episode.
Yes, we are. It's been a little bit.
It has been.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's always okay.
It's always okay.
It's our
You guys should
podcast.
just know the pattern. We're good for a few weeks and then we take a few weeks off.
Yep, life gets busy. Life gets full, actually. I am not a fan of saying life is busy or I'm so busy because I feel like we could always be busy, and busy can be maybe like have a bit of a negative connotation to it. So I try to say life has been full.
Life is very full.
Because a full life is a good life.
That's
And just
true.
because we're busy doesn't mean busy is bad. But it can be bad if we like overanalyze it or like, busy in the wrong sense. But if I say my life is full, I've got a lot going on, I have a much better like positive outlook on it.
I like it.
That's just what I've noticed.
I like it.
But anyways, Kevin, what have you been up to? I mean, I know personally what you've been up to because I live with you, but how have the last few weeks been? Because this is just going to be like the Cekanor life update podcast.
Yeah, we really don't have. Well, maybe there's wisdom to share. Who knows? But this is more of an update. Life is full. I'm gonna start using that.
Nice.
Nice. The last few weeks have been tiring. I've been sleeping a lot more than I would like to admit, but at the same time, it's been very good because we are coming down to the wire of the London Marathon. We are like 5 days,
Yeah,
4
5
days,
days.
5 days, losing a day though when we travel. So more like 4 days away from London.
Yes, and if any of you haven't heard, Kevin is running the London Marathon. It is his first marathon that he ever.
Ever.
He's run a couple halves, but before this time, well, not before this time, I guess in the last few months, he's been training for his marathon. He's got a great coach, a great team of people. Do you want to just talk a little bit about what you've been up to? I know we've done a podcast on this, but it's really been what has consumed a lot of our life in the last few months.
Yeah, it has. But I would say this time it's consumed my life in a healthy way.
Nice.
Like it's been an aspect of the life that I have. While it's the question that I get asked from all my friends, it's the question that I get asked from people who I guess see what I'm doing online because I have been more vocal about sharing that. But at the same time, like in the past when I've done running and in the past when I've taken these goals on, I feel like it's really consumed my life in a negative way to the point where I would feel busy, but I would say my life was busy in a bad sense.
Oh, there you go.
But this time, I have been really fortunate to train with an awesome coach, like you said, Eric Floberg of Floberg Runs. He's really put together a great program for me and has helped, and Clark Runs, the other coach as well, has helped put together just solid training for me this time. But ever since November, like this has been kind of the goal of April 27th to complete my first marathon. And so it's just been a lot of running.
A
Like,
lot of running.
a lot of running, a lot of eating, a lot of gel consumption, like all the things you see on Instagram. If you get reels for running, is like just basically what my life's been. It's been a lot of knowing I have to run, but not wanting to run. But then when you finish your run, you're really glad you did your run and you couldn't imagine not doing it. And then you fight the same battle the next day.
It's like a runner's high. I think people talk about that,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's a runner's high to it, but you don't get that high right away.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes getting into your run sometimes really grueling.
Mm,
And when you stack run on top of run on top of run, you get quite tired.
yeah.
So you're running on tired legs. So for the last, I would say, week and a half, probably week, this is the first time I'm not running on tired legs.
Yeah, because we're in taper.
And it feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel very bouncy.
You're quick, too. Like, your times have been really good.
Yeah, they've been solid. I'm just shooting for an enjoyment of the race, an enjoyment of the entire experience. Really excited to meet other runners. But I do have goals in mind, but I'm trying not to focus too much on those goals.
Yeah, just let the process fulfill itself because all you got to do is just execute your race plan. And you put in so much effort and just so much dedication to this
sure.
goal. And why don't you, how about you share with our listeners just what are some things that helped you to keep going on those days where, like you said, it was hard to start running? Like, do you have anything that motivated you to keep going, or what? Like, what's your advice?
Yeah, I would honestly say like the biggest thing that was going through my head on the days that I wouldn't want to run is like number one, I signed up and agreed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one forced me to. No one put a gun to my head and said like you have to run this marathon.
Yeah.
It was a goal that I had put in place. So like I'm just doing myself a disservice to what I wanted to achieve at the end of the day. If I don't try to put full effort in.
Mm-hmm.
So I get those like thoughts in my head of, when you get to the start line, I don't want to have any doubts in my head of you didn't do enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would really push me, motivate me. Honestly, having you by my side was a huge motivating factor, especially on like my speed days. You'd come and be by the track and stuff. And so having like a community, obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
Danielle, I would say like my two coaches have been huge, having that accountability factor. And also just like it's it's the fact that I'm running a world major for my first marathon. Like
Yeah,
I
so good.
so I wouldn't be able to do this without like a group called Achilles International. They're the ones that I got connected with probably 6 to 8 months ago, and they're a nonprofit that focuses on giving opportunities for individuals with disabilities in the running space. So they obviously help support a wide variety of runners, dwarfism being one of them, but you have blind runners, you have amputees, you have wheelchair athletes, like so many, and they're the ones in the bright yellow shirts if you've run a marathon and you've seen. But they were the ones that gave me this bib, and so like just the fact that I get to toe the line at one of the largest marathons in the world and
Mm-hmm.
most iconic behind, I would say, Boston. It's super exciting, and yeah, like there's just a lot of different motivating factors, and as I get closer to the race, like people will be on my heart, individuals will be like the reason why I'm running. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I would say the best advice is like to remind yourself that at the beginning you were really excited about the goal, and so why not at the end when you're almost there and you put the work in, like why aren't you equally excited, right? Like I,
Like, why shouldn't you, like, I think I see what you're saying. Like, you're saying, like, at the beginning you were excited with the goal, and so why not be excited about the process,
that's it.
right?
That's a much
Yeah.
better way to say it.
No, that's good. I love that, because at the end of the day, and like I've lived this through my own swimming career, but now watching you with your running, it's like the end and the goal is such a fleeting moment
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of the whole process
for
of
sure.
what contributes to achieving that.
Yeah,
Right? Whether that is, like, you don't know how long your running abilities are gonna be, right? This
don't
could be your first and your last marathon. We don't know.
we
We
don't
hope
know.
not, but we don't know. But I think, to, like what you said, like, to remember, like, who you're doing it for, why you're doing it, why you started, who's with you in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's you that has to put in the the tremendous amount of work. But you're not the only one who's crossing the finish line. You have many people, like hundreds of people, pushing you to cross that.
Yeah,
And so it's
I would say.
remembering that in the process is awesome.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
really good way to say it.
Mhm.
So,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yep. Yeah, in the grand scheme, 4 hours and 20 minutes is very short to the amount of running that I've done.
Oh
And
yeah, like, in the amount of hours that you've
yeah,
trained, and it's crazy. It's a small margin in
small margin,
comparison.
but that's what you trained for.
No, that's really awesome. I'm really excited. I think, like, a side note, it's been really fun for me. I think in the last 2 weeks, like, seeing you manage, like, going into your taper, and what, for any, like, non-athlete out there, what a taper is, it's you're basically dropping load off of all the work that you've done. And so over a training block that you have a lot of building, and then you have this period of time where it's just hard. It's a lot of work. You're supposed to be tired. You're
Hmm.
supposed to be in pain. Like, it's normal. And then taper is when you, like, start removing that load, and so your miles get less, the amount of effort gets less, but then
Yeah,
your speed, gets a little bit more intense. But the idea is that you're honing in and that you're refining, all the work that you've done, and
yeah,
so your body is more rested and it can perform faster. And it is an interesting time, though, because your body's getting used to being, like, on rest mode. And so you can be a little bit more antsy. Sometimes sleep isn't as good, which the last little bit has been Kevin's woken up a lot more, just
Hmm.
like feeling so anxious and ready to go. But then also you're faster too. And so like trying to hold back a bit on your speed
Yeah,
and not overdoing it and just doing the right amount so that come Sunday this week, literally, you'll be able to race to the best that you can. So it's been kind of fun being like on the other side of taper
true.
because I'm
Yeah,
super used to taper.
this is your life.
It
Was
was.
your life.
And so getting to now like watch him do it and like see the taper, like the ebbs and flows of that has been kind of nice just to be the one watching.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a lot easier than I thought. I mean,
Good.
besides the weird falling asleep at random times and trying to, you know, not go too hard and stuff, but like people talk about like the battle of taper, and I haven't
Hmm.
felt too many of them. But we also have 3 more days, 4 more days. So
Yeah. And so, okay, so that's like been a huge part of our life,
yeah,
as an update for everyone, just like marathon mode, full swing. We actually leave today, so we're recording this podcast. It'll come out on Friday, and then Kevin is going to be racing like in 2 days from when this episode drops. So really living in the moment. But something like another update I just want to like share with everyone is that because Kevin's been running a lot, it's really forced me to make sure that I'm cooking like really good meals and like being a little bit more on top of like our overall health. And I'm not just saying that because like I'm the woman in his relationship, whatever. Kevin can cook just fine. But uh my
I'll take that as
yeah,
a win.
I'm gonna give you that compliment and
Thank
then we're
you.
not gonna build on that anymore. Um but what I've noticed and like something that I've grown to like in the last little bit is cooking. I've actually been enjoying doing that, and so I feel like I've improved a bit. I've like gotten better at just like consistently making like full meals with like
It's true.
your fruits, your vegetables, your carbohydrates, your protein, and having that consistently.
That's good.
I'm pretty like happy about that. That's been something I've surprisingly enjoyed,
You're dialed in.
dialed in for sure.
I
Yeah.
would agree. No, your
Mhm.
cooking has been top notch,
Yep.
and it's always good to know that you got the support of your wife to keep you healthy, fit, and strong.
Well, yeah, and it's like motivating you like outside of yourself because like if it's just you, like having to cook for yourself all the time, it's kind of hard because like you might not want to. You might just want to like go and spend money or just
Yeah,
like eat crackers or whatever, which we still kind of do sometimes. But I think with Kevin's goal, it's like a role that I've been able to play is like almost just his assistant, like
mm,
really making sure like that he's kind of managing himself, that he's getting the right fuel, that at the end of the day, the reason if he crashes and burns, which he won't,
I will not.
is not because of nutrition, right? It's because of, which is not going to happen. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that it's motivated me to
It's
help
good.
him out, and um, it's been good habits.
I would say yes. It's been awesome
Mm-hmm.
to be a recipient of that.
Yep.
Uh, what else have we done? You got exciting news
Um,
or no? No exciting news.
no, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not exciting news.
Yeah, stay tuned later on. Something has been in the works for a little bit, but we're not talking about it just
We're
yet.
not talking about it. All
No,
right, miscommunication there.
but it is very exciting, and I am very excited to share what that is when it's time to share. But we are going to be spending time in the States pretty soon, which is exciting. We've been up in Canada for a hot minute, and that's been really nice to be home to get good training in because the weather
Has
up
been
here has been
exceptional.
exceptional.
Speaking of weather,
Yeah, speaking of weather, you can check out the weather. I saw that it went down like 2 degrees in
it's
for
huge.
London. It's going to be 18 now instead of 22. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but the weather has been great. So, and while Kevin checks that out, we've been really enjoying our time up in Canada and balancing living in two
We
countries
have.
at once. But we will be heading back down to the States in a couple weeks after this marathon, after some rest time, because we do have to balance when like our days that we're up here waiting for my immigration. Still, we have not heard an update yet, but that's not uncharacteristic
Nope.
to have not heard an update.
Just waiting, chilling, enjoying life,
Yeah.
traveling when we can.
That's been super good.
That's about it.
What what is speaking of like waiting and stuff and with our immigration, like what's something that you have like learned in this process of now it's been just over a year. We should hopefully praying that we hear something in a few months. Like how have you been navigating that?
By not thinking about it.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
As simple as that, because it is so out of our control that I don't want to waste energy where energy does not need to be wasted.
So good.
And we also have people and a process in place for the next step when the next step comes.
I actually think everyone else thinks about it more than we do. Is that fair to say?
I feel like we get that question so much.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but I'll just leave it at that. We get a lot of questions about when we're returning.
well, and it's a big part of our story, and I think a lot of people are really intrigued by it.
It's intriguing, but it's like, I mean, you guys will know when we know.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think like I think what we've noticed, which has been interesting for us to navigate, is that a lot of people I think are maybe a bit more negative about the process than we've been. Maybe not negative, and it's not like that people are negative on purpose, but we've noticed that people assume the worst about our situation, that we must be so sad, we must be so upset that things are taking so long, we must like miss each other so much. Like we're actually together quite a bit, a lot more than we have been in previous years.
Yeah.
But it's interesting like how the general consensus is that people are more upset about this than we are.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just you just don't get to see into the process, right? Like, it's send a bunch of paperwork and wait. Like, there's not much you can do about it, and there's also like we have a lot of flexibility in our ability to go back and forth that other couples don't. Like, honestly, we have the best case scenario.
We really do. Yeah, we're living.
And then too, like, it doesn't help the current, whatever you want to call it, hot cold feelings towards one another's nations. Like,
oh yeah, the Canada U.S.
you get the
drama.
questions of like, oh, you're really moving down there, and it's yeah.
Yeah, I was moving down there before all this happened.
Right. So like, nothing's changing.
Yeah.
So, that doesn't help. But I mean, I don't want to dwell on that. But let's just say we're loving the current status of our situation. Because it's honestly a lot better than it was when we were dating. Even though we loved the dating season we had, and we just love this season. And we'll love the next.
And I think like the funnest thing is that like we're in this together, obviously, as like a married couple, but we just get to like, nobody says your life has to start when you are settled down, bought a house, moved somewhere, and you have kids. Like that's not when your life starts. Like your life starts like as soon as really you allow it to start, and as soon as you say let's start. Like it can start whenever.
Nice.
I don't really know if that made sense, but you know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Yeah. It's like our life didn't start here when we met, or when we started dating, when we got engaged, when we got married. Like we've been trying to live in each season. And so as we've been married for like a year and a half, our life together has been really great.
A little over a year.
A little over a year and a half. Sorry. I saw you counting in here.
A year and 8 months.
But you know what I mean.
I do. It's actually almost a year and 8 months to the day.
That's great.
Just checking the date.
Nice.
But yes, I would agree. So, you know what? Something's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
At some moment in the future. And when that some moment and that something happens,
you will know about it.
You will know.
But please, who's ever listening,
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you checking in on us
Yes.
because we are open about
Yeah.
things, and we do like it when people, check in, ask us how we're doing. But please do not assume that we are really sad and devastated and afraid either. We are both not afraid of moving. Me personally, I'm navigating all my ups and downs of my emotions, which is totally valid because I'm the one that's leaving Canada to go to the US. But we are not devastated, sad, scared, afraid, and longing for this next process to happen. Like we're just content.
Just content. That's it.
So thanks for checking in, but don't assume we're sad. Thanks.
Yeah. Besides that, I mean.
Oh, I'm so excited. This just made me think about this. When Kevin finishes his marathon to resume our pickleball playing.
Oh yeah, she really wants to.
I have been dying, yeah, I'll say that, to play pickleball again. But we have not been able to play because of risk of injury or anything bad happening. So
I tell you what my next marathon is.
No, not before we play pickleball.
Okay.
For sure. I've been really trying my hardest to wait for that. But I'm very excited to play again.
That'll be fun.
Any pickleball lovers out there? Make a little comment. It's actually great. I'm really excited about this. When we go to these conferences called Little LPA, Little People of America, host these yearly conferences in the summer. So we're going this year. It's in San Diego. And they are hosting a pickleball tournament that I am signing Kevin and I up for to do because it's going to be great.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be fun.
And pickleball's not the worst thing for LPs to play.
No, it's not. It's
I don't think.
Probably one of the better things.
Yeah, because you don't have to run as much as in tennis, and it moves a little bit, like it's a little bit less movement.
Yeah, especially if you play doubles.
But yeah, singles is another story for sure, but I'm excited about that. And what else do we have going on? I was gonna say something else, but I forgot.
We've given a good update.
We have given a good update. Oh, do you want to talk about how much golf we've been playing?
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of golf. So that is one sport that I am able to play while running.
Yeah, it has been good.
Good for back mobility.
Mm-hmm. Kevin's really gotten me into golf in the last year. I'm not just one of those typical like girls that sit in a cart and putt for their significant others, like drive off the tee.
Yeah, she does everything. So yeah, we've been playing probably like once a week. We've had a really good friend in town, Blake.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun to play with him, and bought a new driver this year. So
that's been exciting.
Exciting purchase. So I love golf. Could do it every day if we had the funds to do it.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby.
But you know what? We'll find a way.
We will find a way. I think what's been really fun about all of this, like the things that we're sharing with you guys, is that because we are living in a season that's so like what are we down? Like uncommitted. We're not tied down. Is that the word for it?
Yeah, I'd say not tied down.
So I don't know. We're like free in our season right now. We've been able to like do a lot of things and try a lot of stuff and go visit places and visit family, and it's been really fun. And one of those things is getting to play golf.
Exactly. It's a blast.
It's been good. So, okay, we will end this little episode here. That's our little life update for anyone who's been wondering.
Golf,
we're
running, about to play pickleball, about to travel to Europe, still waiting for immigration. Dee's got exciting stuff coming in her life.
And we're happy.
And we're happy.
And we're healthy.
There you go.
Yep.
If you just needed to hear the quick spark notes.
That's it. And so we're doing well. We hope you guys are doing well. Enjoy life. Enjoy whatever you're doing. If you feel like your life is busy and you're getting bogged down with the craziness of life, maybe just switch your perspective and start thinking about how it's a great thing that you have a full life and that you get to fill your days with things, because I know there's many people who sometimes feel like their life is empty, that their life is missing things, which could be true. But when we take a moment to take stock of all the things that we do have, we can maybe approach life more with a posture of gratitude, to be thankful for the full life that we do get to live, and as Christians, the full life we have in Christ through everything that Jesus has done for us. So
Amen.
So don't forget, shine your light. A little more light in the world doesn't hurt anyone. It's always good. And we'll see you again next time on another episode of A Little More Light.
Peace.
Bye.